Hello, my name is Askaroff and I write the Sewing Machine Pioneer series on Amazon and the On the Road series, which is my working life on the road over decades. And one of the customers that I met about 30 plus years ago was Enid. She was a professional seamstress. She moved down, she retired from Bristol to Eastbourne, and that's when I first met her, and she brought with her her machine that she had earned her living on. And you have to ask, how is it that a machine made in 1959 is still working perfectly? And the answer is on the price list. Now if you look down here, this is a model 532 or 530/2, and you can see here that in 1959 it cost nearly £80. Now I looked up the average wage then, and it's about £12 to £14 a week. Well, that's crazy. So this works out at several weeks' wages, which today, I looked it up again on Mr. Google, today the average weekly wage is £600, give or take a bit. So it means that this translates to this machine being made in the 50s costs the equivalent of over £3,500, and that's why it's still here. It is made to a quality which is unbelievable. The great thing with Berninas is this fantastic maintenance. Everything comes apart and the inside is all metal. You can see all these beautiful pieces of engineering, and of course the Swiss engineering. That's your Rolex watches and your cuckoo clocks and your beautiful Swiss musical boxes. The highest quality engineering in the world. And of course this has this beautiful free arm sleeve that all just packs away in the case. And Enid has kept everything. Plus, because she was a professional, she's got loads of extra feet. So there's feet for doing just about everything. There's probably one in here for doing the washing up. It's just incredible. She's got the actual darning embroidery. She's got a beautiful little cleaning brush. And she's got all sorts of specialist feet for doing specialist. And all these are original. All these would cost a fortune today. She's even got the original book for all the extras, original instruction book, and absolutely beautiful. Let me show you in action. Now, you would think in the 50s, when singers were just making basic straight stitch and the odd zigzag, you would think Bernina were doing the same. No, they had multi-stitch, multi-performance machines. Not only could this thing go through everything, I can now switch it to fancy patterns. So if I want to do a fancy pattern, I can just switch it, and all of a sudden, you'll see here, it's doing fancy little patterns coming out the back. And I've got a whole selection of fancy little patterns that I can just dial in here, which is absolutely incredible for a machine that was so advanced for its stage. And look at how narrow the free arm is, and look how beautifully it was worn. I mean, she used to call me every year to service it, and she always said to me, when I go, it's yours. And I never believed her, but it turned up. Let me show you how we do a safety test. Very important on a machine of age that you make sure the electrics are perfect. So you do a physical test of all the wiring. You check everything. There's no cracks, no breaks. You make sure all the wiring is in the plug, and you make sure it's a modern plug. Then you plug it into what we call a PAT tester, or portable appliance tester. Now, when I first started doing portable appliance testing, it meant training by a specialist, and it meant a course, and it meant my first PAT testing machine cost me over £1,000. These ones have dropped dramatically, and they are so simple. You click it onto a good earth somewhere on the machine, and we know this is an earthed machine, so we press the class 1, and we then, whoops, and the little machine does it all. It's working it all out. Earth continuity. Insulation test, it's sending power down, checking subleak, it's checking everything, and then it tells us pass. So we know this is electrically safe, electrically perfect, and that should never buy a machine that hasn't been tested. And so that's it. What a beautiful machine. This will be going up for sale shortly, and whoever buys it will just have the most wonderful sewing experience. Like I say so many times, I've thrown lots of new machines away. Never thrown an old Bernina. Bye for now.